Preface. Perhaps due to my own gender and my age, just beyond 60, I currently find the behavior and conditions of men to be one of the most intriguing subjects. Viewed from a distance, there seems to be nothing decisively novel or thrilling ahead. In the spotlight, men continue to exemplify a rather foreseeable and unembellished masculinity. However, the truly intriguing and surprising aspects emerge upon closer examination. At that point, the image metamorphoses, revealing masculinity to be captivating and astonishing in its intricacy. Throughout an illustrious career, initially as a pastor and later as a family therapist, I have had the privilege of engaging closely with individuals during pivotal and meaningful moments in their lives. Those who find themselves on the precipice often exude authenticity and offer enriching companionship. In these circumstances, there exists no disparity between men and women. Though the essence remains constant, our language and response patterns often diverge significantly. Men harbor a multitude of emotions and profound considerations which manifest under the appropriate conditions. My interactions with men in crisis have shown me that adversity tends to reveal the true colors and subtle nuances hidden beneath the surface. While all the stories presented are works of fiction, they are grounded in realism. I draw inspiration from concrete episodes, interweaving them with personal experiences and allowing my imagination to flourish. The action takes place in and around Aarhus, the second largest city in Denmark. I wish to thank my wife Alina Cullen most warmly for her encouragement during the process and for her artwork. Wishing you an enjoyable reading experience. Henrik, Argentina 2024.
The Snow of Kilimanjaro. I guess you have to fit together like that in terms of type to get something out of the conversation. The first time it went okay, but Annette was also there and she was completely out of it. Honestly, you're wasting both my time and yours. The critique struck a chord. This realization likely stemmed from my awareness that Preben's world and mine were fundamentally disparate, and I had, in his presence, assumed the role of a passive observer, rather than an engaged participant. My own world teemed with time, yet I squandered both his and mine right there in his living room. A wave of embarrassment washed over me as I reflected on my lack of regard. The television remained unturned when I entered the living room, and I neglected to request otherwise. Already I had made an initial misstep. As I sipped my coffee, I attempted to initiate a casual conversation about family photographs, yet Preben's gaze remained fixed on the screen. This marked the third occasion I conversed with Preben and his partner Annette. This initial encounter had proceeded smoothly. It was a balmy June day when Preben and Annette, upon the recommendation of a radiation therapy nurse, had found their way to the counseling center. The discussion proved enlightening for Preben, albeit somewhat unexpected. While he felt no pressing need for psychological counsel, he obliged Annette's request and joined her for what turned out to be an impromptu meeting over coffee. Seated in a cozy alcove behind today's newspapers, I encountered Preben, a robust figure with a determined countenance, slightly flushed from what seemed like exertion. Although he deemed himself self-sufficient, he found himself pleasantly surprised by the complimentary coffee and the welcoming ambiance. Upon my invitation to learn more about the center's services, Preben gestured towards an empty chair, signaling his willingness to engage. Upon reflection, I attribute the success of our initial interaction to the roles we assumed. I, the host, held the advantage of familiarity with the setting, while Preben, a guest, and Annette's husband, found himself in town for an otherwise mundane occasion. Annette expressed her gratitude for the conversation, acknowledging the solace found in mere human connection. Preben, too, appreciated the support offered to Annette, concluding with an indication of his intention to revisit during his treatment. "Perhaps there's something I need to address," Preben confided, tapping his chest with a nod as he bid farewell, his words laden with significance. A few days preceding our scheduled meeting, Annette reached out to cancel. Preben had been admitted to the hospital. She proposed rescheduling post-holidays, contingent upon Preben's condition. But the first week of August, I embarked on the journey.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?